CBS Sunday, March 1st.
A winter storm warning is still into effect, and there's going to be some tricky travel conditions on the way for your weekend. I'll break down everything you need to know coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Michigan Republicans say they'll be able to balance the state budget without raising taxes. Plus, the Supreme Court deals a massive blow to President Trump's tariff policy. We'll tell you what we know so far about what may happen next. And the president is ordering the release of documents surrounding the existence of UFOs. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in, and we made it to the weekend. Here's a first look at your forecast. We're just trying to really take it hour by hour when it comes to these winter storms, because sometimes an hour can be the difference of no snow and then you already have maybe an inch, and it just keeps going and going throughout the hours. And we are looking at that snow to continue into your Saturday, so make sure to leave some extra time if you had any Saturday morning or afternoon or any time during the day plans. The temperatures are going to be on the cold side, but this is fairly seasonal for this time of the year. We're really just trying to get this system out of the way, but until it moves completely out of the way, we're going to have some differing snow accumulations. You could see just a dusting of snow, or you could see maybe even up to a foot before the weekend is all said and done with. It just depends, but I'll break down those locations, the possible snow totals, and everything else you may need to know in just a few minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. Lawmakers are getting to work on Michigan's next fiscal year budget, but House Republicans say they are prepared to reject any budget plan that increases any state tax while still aiming to cut property taxes. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more from the Speaker of the House on his goals to balance the budget without a tax increase.
House Speaker Matt Hall says Republicans will reduce the state budget by $800 million, pointing to cuts in the $81.5 billion budget proposal that are necessary after funds were redirected last year to roads and tax relief.
We're going to cut $800 million of waste, fraud, and abuse. And we aren't going to do any of these tax increases the governor proposed.
Governor Whitmer has proposed tax increases to address projected shortfalls. They would impact things like internet gambling, tobacco, and hunting and fishing fees. But Republicans say those are off the table. Instead, Hall is pushing for sweeping property tax reforms.
The state can eliminate that $6 million state education tax. I estimate that'll save the average homeowner $900 a year.
These changes could cut hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in state revenue. Hall says schools and local governments will be backfilled, but has not yet released details on how that would be paid for.
I'll make a deal with Governor Whitmer. We'll shed all of the proposals for higher taxes and for raiding the rainy day fund. And we'll make a deal to shrink government by 1%.
Lawmakers have a little more than 4 months to come to an agreement before the state budget is due on July 1st. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is recognizing 2 years of a statewide gun law that requires firearms to be locked away for the safety of children and others. Since Public Act 17 was signed into law in 2024, over 110,000 free gun locks have been distributed, with over 63,000 since February of 2025. As gun violence remains a leading cause of death for children in the U.S., the MDHHS says this legislation continues to pull the right amount of access away.
So we know unsecured firearms are a clear safety risk, especially to children. If this law prevents one needless tragedy of a child accessing an unsecured firearm and injuring themselves or someone else, then to me it's worth it.
Public Act 17 also requires every school in Michigan to provide parents and guardians with information about safe firearm storage. President Trump sharply criticized the 6 Supreme Court justices who ruled on today that his sweeping trade tariffs are unconstitutional. Erica Brown has more from the White House tonight.
President Trump railed against the Supreme Court justices who struck down his far-reaching global tariffs in a landmark ruling Friday.
I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed, for not having the courage to do what's right for our country. They're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats.
The president also said without evidence that foreign interests could have influenced the court.
It's my opinion that the court has been swayed by foreign interests and a political movement that is far smaller than people would ever think.
In a 6-3 decision, the High Court ruled the president does not have the authority to impose tariffs under the emergency powers law he used to levy taxes on nearly all U.S. global trading partners. In the majority opinion, Chief Justice John Roberts wrote, quote, "The framers did not vest any part of the taxing power in the executive branch."
The Constitution gives Congress the power to regulate commerce, that the Constitution gives Congress the power to impose taxes.
The Illinois-based educational toy company Learning Resources was one of the plaintiffs that challenged the tariffs, arguing the taxes would devastate their business.
We're feeling vindicated. We felt that the tax was an unlawful tax, and we're excited to see the Supreme Court take a very strong stance in favor of the equal application of law to all of us.
In the wake of that landmark ruling, President Trump signed an order that continues his key economic policy by imposing new 10% tariffs on all countries under a different statute. This statute allows the president to impose new tariffs temporarily for only 150 days unless extended by Congress.
Justices Brett Kavanaugh, Samuel Alito, and Clarence Thomas were the ones who dissented. Save the date for this lunar voyage. NASA today announced March 6th as the earliest launch date for Artemis II, a mission that will send 4 astronauts on a long-awaited trip around the moon. NASA conducted a wet dress rehearsal Thursday night to fuel the spacecraft's launch system rocket and test the launch countdown.
Overall, the countdown went very, very smoothly. We do have work to go to get our systems ready for launch. We've already begun the data reviews from the wet dress yesterday, and there's some other work that needs to be done out at the pad.
3 American astronauts and 1 Canadian will fly NASA's first crewed mission around the lunar planet in more than 50 years. The 10-day voyage is a giant step toward the Artemis III moon landing that's scheduled for 2028. It's a forward question that's confounded humans for centuries. Are they out there? Or more to the point, are they somewhere around here? The Trump administration is ordering the release of reams of government documents on UFOs. Mark Strassman explains what on earth it all means.
At night, when we look skyward into the cosmic dark, is something looking back? Former President Obama recently suggested, yes.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51?
Area 51.
Hollywood found extraterrestrial life decades ago, sometimes for cheap laughs.
Hey, he's back! The light giver!
But set aside the kooky factor. Polls show roughly 2/3 of Americans believe intelligent life exists on other planets.
It will be the most important scientific discovery ever. It will change the future of humanity, because if they arrive to our backyard, we might want to visit their backyard.
Astrophysicist Avi Loeb teaches at Harvard. He points to the 100 billion stars just in the Milky Way galaxy.
If you believe in God, God is not a parent of just one child. We have siblings out there, and so you have to revise, to update your worldview.
Cosmic conspiracy theorists believe our government knows more than it's saying. President Trump said Obama spilled classified information, but
I may get him out of trouble by declassifying.
That will help. On a blind date with a cosmic connection, it's not enough to believe. We need to know, are we alone?
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, a common heart condition once linked to older adults is now showing up in younger active people. And from Super Mario to Bluey, the hottest toys of the year are all about your kids' favorite shows and movies. We'll see what's trending when we come back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Buckle's Party Store. It's where the party starts in Calumet with an awesome beer selection featuring domestic, foreign, and craft brew beer, a great selection of wine, just about any kind of liquor you want, and a great range of tobacco products. Buckle's Party Store in Calumet. It's where the party starts for everyone.
You know, Hard Rock is built on service, from that first cafe to hotels and casinos around the world. That's why on the Hard Rock Bet Casino app, service still comes first.
When you want to withdraw your money, it's secure. Get paid in 30 minutes or less.
When you need help, it's available 24/7. Real service, based right here in the U.S.
Hard Rock Bet Casino is here, Michigan. Roll with us.
New customers get up to $1,000 back in casino bonus plus 200 bonus spins.
Aldous Hodge puts himself out there.
Why would I try to sing when I'm sitting next to her?
You got all this encouragement. And best friends with a beautiful buzz.
Our windows actually face each other, so we say good morning to each other.
Plus an awe-inspiring talent on J-Hood.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, Monday at 4 on WZMQ CBS. Followed by the Kelly Clarkson Show at 5 and 19 News at 6.
Do you wonder if playing the same Michigan lottery numbers over and over again improves your odds to win? That's actually a myth. You see, every set of numbers always has the same chance of winning because every drawing is random. Previous results have no effect on future drawings. So know the facts. If it stops being a game, call the helpline or visit our website. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Watch the Medical Minute, Thursdays at 6 and 11, only on 19 News. Brought to you by OSF Healthcare. Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. We're going to break down just how much more snow we're going to get, not only from this system, but throughout the next 7 days. But as for today, yeah, slightly above average for the temperatures, but to your body, it all just feels cold. And it's very winter-esque as we head into the weekend. 7 inches of snow officially as of 5:30, but with more snow on the way, I'll see how the midnight numbers change. But we're just looking at snow, snow, snow. So this winter storm warning is expected to cancel out within the next few hours, but that doesn't mean the snow is going to completely shut off. You just see this really strong and steady snow band. You see it goes all the way from Eagle Harbor down through Iron Mountain and all the way down towards Menominee, and it may move slightly, it may oscillate and come back and grow it just a little bit and sort of connect together, but there's really no budging of this snow system. It really doesn't move completely out of the way. That's because we're getting the tail end of this system. We have the winds staying in that consistent direction for really the entire day of Saturday and into Sunday morning. So Sunday morning itself, we may see some of the snow diminishing, but we're going to continue to accumulate some snow. And we know whenever we get a band like that setting up and not moving too much, that can be the difference between 8 inches of snow and then you travel 20 minutes and maybe it's just a light dusting. And that's what we are looking at here. So just know that yes, you see some snow totals up here that are going to maybe be at about 10 or a foot of snow, 10 inches or a foot, but you could be just that slight shift in the wind where it goes from 10 inches to maybe you only get 1. So don't focus too much on the snow totals. I want you to be aware of that possibility to get that much snow, but just hopefully and hope for the best that you don't get it. But we are expecting this area that I just said to, they could see up to about a foot, foot and a half of snow, especially through lawns. So really make sure you plan out your weekend accordingly. If you don't have to go out, especially in those heavier snow totals, may not be a bad idea to just stay in this weekend. I'm not telling you to cancel your plans, but we are looking at that potential for some very tricky travel to last for a long duration of time. That's the really difficult part with these long duration systems. When the snow sets up, you can get anywhere from 3 inches of snow to up to a foot, but we know how that goes by now. There is some light at the end of the tunnel with the terms of the winter conditions, slightly above average temperatures in our 6 to 10 day, and we'll start to see it right here, 20s and teens as we finally get out of this snowy pattern, and then we break away some of the clouds, get some sunshine back and raise it back up to the upper 30s.
Sounds good to me. Kelly, thank you again. This Heart Month, doctors are raising awareness about the most common heart rhythm disorder, atrial fibrillation, or AFib. Typically thought of as an older person's condition, it's now being seen more often among younger, active adults. Michael George has more.
Jerry Vajan enjoys mountain biking and other activities. In his late 50s, he says he started experiencing some heart symptoms.
Heart kind of beating, erratic. It just kind of came and went. It wasn't something that was constant.
He was diagnosed with atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat, which can lead to blood clots, stroke, and heart failure. About 5 million Americans have AFib. That number is expected to grow to more than 12 million in the next few years.
We're starting to see a rise in atrial fibrillation prevalence in younger populations.
El Camino Health's Dr. David Singh says that could be due to more patients under 60 having risk factors like obesity, high blood pressure, and diabetes, or more patients using wearables that can pick up irregular heartbeats, like an Apple Watch.
The question when we see that rise in prevalence, is that a true rise, or could it be due to some other factor? It's probably a combination of both. We're both detecting it more because we have a better ability to detect the disease, and an actual rise in the prevalence because people are just sicker at a younger age.
Jerry tried medication for a few months, but his Apple Watch showed he was having AFib. Dr. Singh recommended he have a pulse field ablation, which allows doctors to target the area of the heart causing the problem.
What this does in many patients is it puts AFib into remission. The most exciting thing that we have now is the development of new technologies for ablation that have made the procedure a lot safer and more effective.
I had no episodes. Heart's been working good.
3 months after his ablation, Jerry is grateful his heart is staying in normal rhythm.
Doctors say anyone can develop AFib, but the risk increases with age. From Super Mario Brothers to K-pop demon hunters to Bluey, a big toy trend is the tie-in to shows and movies. Bradley Blackburn shows us the fun at the annual toy fair in New York and has a peek at some goodies kids will be asking for all year long.
Whether it's swings, sings, or flies, they have it all at the toy fair.
There we go.
And the Toy Insider's Lori Schacht knows how to spot the good eggs.
Something amazing is going to happen. Look.
Yoshi from the new Super Mario movie hatches from its shell, revealing an interactive, adorable dino.
So we can tap his nose. Go ahead, tap his nose.
Hi, Yoshi.
K-pop Demon Hunters has exploded too.
Golden everywhere.
From bracelet makers to Bitsies and beyond.
These kinds of movie tie-ins, they still sell a lot of toys.
They sell a ton of toys. Kids are going to want all this because of what it is.
It's 7 football fields of toys.
Greg Ahern helps lead the show and says new toys take years to develop.
2 years usually in planning for toys, from idea to the moment it gets picked up at the store.
Toys help kids create too. These solar-powered flowers teach robotics.
I love when I see kits like this that are really bringing the girls in.
And inflatable air builders arrive this spring.
Now they can build anything.
They click together, blow up, and then store easily.
And when kids are done with it, it goes back in the box.
Right. Easy to deflate.
For younger kids, the new For Real Sloth smiles when you care for him. And Bluey is welcoming you to her biggest playhouse ever.
This is a low-tech toy.
Yes. The toy companies are getting back to basics with our kids. It's good for our kids. It's the way kids are supposed to play.
New ways to have old-fashioned fun as the toy industry winds up for 2026.
Many of the toys unveiled at the toy fair will hit shelves later this year. The Toy Association says last year, toy sales grew 6% despite some challenges with tariffs. Mike Ludlam has your Friday night sports highlights when we come back. It was a tense matchup tonight between Lake Superior State and NMU hockey. We'll have the result after this.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
Nothing beats the confidence and capability you get with all-wheel drive.
Around here, it's all-wheel drive all year round.
And Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than any other brand.
Like the all-new RAV4. America's best-selling SUV is totally redesigned, totally hybrid. And it's coming soon.
Need something with a full-size third row? Get any Grand Highlander now with 4.99 APR financing.
Nobody knows all-wheel drive better than Toyota. Let's go places.
You know, Hard Rock is built on service. From that first cafe to hotels and casinos around the world. That's why on the Hard Rock Bet Casino app, service still comes first.
When you want to withdraw your money, it's secure. Get paid in 30 minutes or less.
When you need help, it's available 24/7. Real service, based right here in the U.S.
Hard Rock Bet Casino is here, Michigan. Roll with us.
New customers get up to $1,000 back in casino bonus plus 200 bonus spins.
Menards' 11% rebate is here. From lighting to lumber, from doors to floors, the bigger the project, the bigger the rebate. Choose from our in-stock selection of Mastercraft doors or design your door your way in-store and on Menards.com. This ready-to-paint door is a value of $279.99 after rebate. Find your style with Patriot Lighting. We have a variety of finishes to complement your decor. This Gabby ceiling light is a value of $6.99 after rebate. Hurry in, the 11% rebate is here.
Save big money at Menards.
The Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. See the greatest names and the greatest games in all sports. Sports fans love it, and you will too. That's The Shortlist, only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. In college hockey, Lake Superior State drove west of Marquette to begin round 2 of the Coppo Cup. LSSU had a 4-2 lead after the 2 games last month in the Sioux. The Lakers and Wildcats combined for 12 goals and 14 penalties tonight. In net for Lake Superior State was Rourke Appleby and William Grandma in the net for NMU. Wildcats start the scoring frenzy first. Matthew Burchill, a wrister, 4 minutes and 54 seconds in 1-0. Northern would lead 2-0, but a rebound off the stick of Hunter Ramos cut the lead to 2-1. 8 minutes later, Ramos to Callum Mangone right in front of the net, and that beats William Grandma upstairs to tie it at 2. Then the Lakers would cap off the period. Connor Milborn finding the loose puck, and the next thing you know, it's behind the goal line, and it's 3-2 Lakers. Coming out of the second intermission, Northern would tie the game at 3, but Magnone with a one-timer made it 4-3 LSSU. Lake State started smelling blood in the water, and then 18 seconds later, just a horrendous turnover in the defensive zone, and zing, there goes the goal from Wilson Dahlheimer to make it 5-3. Sasha Telgein scored on a short-handed goal. That made it just too tough for Northern to come back. They got close, but Lake State with an empty netter, they go on to win this one by the count of 7-5. On the CCHA scoreboard, Minnesota State edges Bowling Green 5-4. Augustana and St. Thomas go to a shootout, and the Vikings get the extra point. This means that St. Thomas is tied with Idle Michigan Tech for first place in the league with 48 points. Augustana is third with 47. Minnesota State and Bowling Green not too far behind. Big Ten hockey, Wisconsin upends Michigan 4-1, and the Spartans sweep Notre Dame 8-0. Let's go to high school hockey. In Division III, regional semifinal, Jeffers and Calumet. Near the 7-minute mark of the first period, Drake Niemela is off to the races. 5 Jets are chasing him. Niemela scores. And that's at 7-1. Calumet with a 1-0 lead. Then Max Nordstrom denied by Bo Jukery. Puck wanders near the blue line. Blake Heltonen shoots, and Brogan Turner swats at the puck, and that goes off Jukery into the net. At 7:20, we're even at 1. A little over 1 minute to go in the first. Dylan Crouch sends the puck toward the net. There's a scramble, and Luke Hamlin pokes the rebound home. Calumet up 2-1 after 1. To the second period, Copper Kings on the power play. Crouch shoots, rebound comes to Ben Anderson, and this is going to look like room service to Mr. Anderson. He waves a stick in the air, and there it goes. And that puts Calumet up 3-1 at 10:01. Jeffers responds about 90 seconds later. Max Nordstrom blocks Crouch's shot and goes the other way. And hockey term, toe drag, and he beats Jukery upstairs to bring Jeffers within 3-2. The Jets get a power play, but the Copper Kings get a 2-on-1 break as Nathan Londo will have the puck, and Eric Locust is with him, and that one pops the water bottle. Calumet had a 4-2 lead after 2. To the third, another Jeffers power play. This one works. Max Nordstrom to Brogan Turner for his second goal of the game. At 7:41, with 7:41 left to make it 4-3. The last 18.4 seconds were nerve-wracking. Nordstrom wins the faceoff. Griffin Hainen will have a chance. No. Blake Helton also has a shot, and that one flutters away. Calumet keeps the puck against the boards and hangs on for the 4-3 victory. So Calumet moves on to the regional final. Who will they play? Hancock or Houghton? Well, there's only one way to find out. Roll the next video, first period. Puck goes behind the net. Gunnar Gullstrand to Porter Markham toward the net. Brody Donnelly deflects the puck home. Past Adam Mikkola, 1-0 Gremlins at 7:25. Not much Mikkola could do there. About 2 minutes later, Gunnar Gullstrand will shoot the puck. It is saved by Mikkola, but the clearing pass goes right to Brody Donnelly. Merry Christmas, his second of the night, and it's 2-0 Houghton after 1. Last minute of the second period, Braden Curry to Brody Donnelly. Oh, guess what? Yeah, he's going to complete his hat trick. And again, Mikkola, just what are you going to do? It's 3-0 Gremlins. Kari made it 4-0 early in the third. Gunnar Gullstrand closed out the scoring with the next goal here. Houghton wins 5-0, so the Gremlins will face Calumet Wednesday night in this regional final at the McGinnis Student Ice Arena. How about in the other half of this bracket, Sault Ste. Marie and Escanaba? And the other video is on the screen, and I didn't expect that one. So we'll just shorten this one. Sorry about that. Owen Labonte had 2 goals and 3 assists. Graham Johnson had 1 goal and 4 assists. Escanaba cruises 9-1. The Eskimos will visit Marquette next Wednesday night. To basketball. Yes, there were a few games played tonight. Escanaba had a scoring drought in the fourth quarter, and Gladstone rallied to win the boys' game 56-52. Superior Central over Mid-Penn 52-24, and Rudyard down Brimley 62-57. On the girls' side, Bree Beston 26, Emma Besson 22, Ewan Trout Creek all over Ironwood 72-30. St. Ignace no trouble with Pickford. It was Sault Ste. Marie 52, Traverse City West 44, at Rudyard, 13 points better than Cedarville Detour. The Upper Peninsula High School Diving Finals, yes, right here, we're supposed to take place this afternoon at Marquette Senior High School. That has been changed to tomorrow before the swimming finals. So according to Marquette Athletic Director Jackson Ingalls, the diving warm-ups will begin at 7:30. Yikes! The swimming finals are scheduled to begin at 11 a.m. Now we'll go back to the scoreboard. Congratulations to the bowling teams that qualified for the state tournament today. Division II, Ishpeming and Negaunee finished second in the regional. In Division III, the Westwood boys and Westwood girls both qualified for states by finishing second behind Gladwin, and the Lance girls qualified in Division IV. In competitive cheer in Division IV, Norway, Munising, and Bark River Harris all qualify for the state tournament. Manistee just a little bit short. They take the top 4, and we will be right back.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature Made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture. 1 out of 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. And the chances are you know at least one person who's been personally affected. But right now, you can help. It's simple. Donate your unwanted vehicle, RV, or trailer to the United Breast Cancer Foundation. It's the easiest way to contribute to one of the nation's leading charitable organizations. The process is fast, easy, and free. Not only will you be helping, but you'll also receive a tax deduction. The United Breast Cancer Foundation offers an array of programs and services that help and support families and individuals dealing with breast cancer. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. Simply give us a call to get started, and we'll schedule a pickup date that is convenient for you. If you have any questions you would like answered before initiating the donation process, please feel free to call us toll-free at 800-715-0187. That's 800-715-0187. Show your support today.
Watch 19 News and Weather on YouTube. Just search and subscribe. WZMQ 19 News is always available for streaming 24/7, and it's free. Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Here's a deal you won't want to miss. For a limited time, when you buy 3 windows or doors, you'll get 1 free at the Window Store. You heard that right. Buy 3, get 1 free. Don't wait. Offer runs from February 2nd to February 27th. Give your home a fresh new look with our energy-efficient windows and stylish doors. Call today and start transforming your home with the Window Store. Quality windows, doors, and unbeatable savings only at the Window Store.
And a final check of your forecast as you start to plan out your weekend. We have some very different possibilities in terms of snow accumulation, but we know the snow is going to stick around for a good portion of the weekend. So as for the snow outlook, we do stay in that likely range for most of your afternoon for tomorrow, slightly tapering off at times, and this is really specifically for Marquette County, but just know that there is a big band of snow that will set up from all the way through Eagle Harbor down towards Menominee through there. That's when we can see up to a foot of snow. That's through the entire duration of this weekend, basically, maybe even through Saturday night. So yeah, we still have that potential for significant accumulations of snow where travel in any aspect is going to be tricky. And even if you're just walking from your car to your house, make sure to watch out for any of that ice that's hidden under the snow from the last few days. We haven't really seen those warm temperatures to try to melt it away, and we won't see it for a little bit longer. We're stuck in those cold and snowy conditions for the start of this upcoming week, and then we slowly climb back up the temperature ladder to more seasonal with some sunshine.
Kelly, thank you again. And Mike, we have some big games this weekend.
Hockey, Olympic hockey. The United States defeated Slovakia today 6-2 in rather similar looking uniforms. If it confused you while you were trying to watch it on TV, the USA will take on Canada in the final on Sunday. Canadians rally to beat Finland 3-2. Elsewhere in the Olympics, Alyssa Liu, the figure skating goal for the women's side, did a very nice job, but only won by a couple points. That was frightening. College basketball, Michigan against Duke in Washington, D.C. tomorrow night, and the Spartans host Ohio State on Sunday.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you all for watching. Have a great weekend.
Lily Broadcasting stands with the people of Iran.
For the best pre-owned cars, come to John's Auto Market. If you mess up when I get it right, I swear. For the best pre-owned cars, the best service, and best detailing, come to John's Auto Market. I shouldn't have looked at her.
Instant games from the Michigan Lottery. With dozens of games to choose from and millions of dollars in prizes. It's instant